Okay, welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus Park. Just want to say thank you for tuning into the show. If this is your first time, please like, subscribe to whatever podcast platform you're on, and leave a comment. It matters. Thank you for checking us out. Aloha. Okay, this week, my guest I'm bringing back to my show. She is one of my guests I had my first year actually doing this podcast. She's a content creator, but the reason why I wanted to have her back on my show is she's been caregiving for a family member, and this subject hits home with me because I've had to go through it, and watching her post about it and give some insight to it kind of inspired me to bring her back on the show. Megan Taniguchi, what's up, girl?
Hi.
I'm super stoked to have you back, and not just because of the topic, but you're like one of my first guests on my first year when I got this started, and I'm kind of stoked to have you back.
No, thank you for having me.
Okay, so sorry. Okay, so one of the reasons why, as I mentioned, I wanted to have you on my show this time is I know you recently been being a caregiver to a family member,
Hmm.
and that hits home with me. I had to do that for my mom. She was diagnosed with ALS, and being that I have a medical background as well as my dad, we were fortunate enough to be able to keep her at home and give her the care she needed so she could stay at the home and house that she built with love. And it was a trying time, but it was also very rewarding in certain aspects. And I
Hmm.
kind of wanted to talk to you about that stuff and what you've been going through because it's something not many people talk about, let alone shared light. And you've been doing it on social media pretty cool. And
Hmm.
how has everything been going on?
It's tiring. It's tiring. I'm not gonna lie. I think people see like one part of it on social media. Like I just got a message recently and she's like, I don't know how you're holding it all together, and in my head I'm like, I hope I don't portray myself as holding it all together online because really I do not have it all together, and I don't know, caregiving, it takes a toll. It takes a huge toll on you.
Yeah, I've went through it the same way. I felt like when when my mom got diagnosed and we realized, okay, we're gonna have to dig in and be the caregivers.
Hmm.
I, for me personally, I was not excited, but I felt like, of course, like
Hmm.
I couldn't see it going any other way. I couldn't.
Hmm.
It just seemed like a no brainer. Like, okay, she's gonna come home. She can come home. We can give her the care. Of course, it'd be easy. Not
Hmm.
easy, but it'd be an easy decision to make.
Yeah.
Um, when did you kind of take on the role of being the primary caregiver for your grandma?
Hmm. So she had a heart attack, and then I thought I was going to be able to return back home, like with her, like short term care. But then she had a stroke right after that. So that was kind of when she went back in. And I told myself, okay, like she was in the ICU, and I was like, okay, there's no shot of me going back to work. I'm not going back to work. Then me and my auntie kind of had a discussion. My auntie's a lot older than me, but we're kind of like the only two people that's kind of around for my grandma.
Okay.
So we kind of like sat down and talked about it. And I said, you know what? When it comes down to it, I'll just quit my job. She's older. So I thought like this is my time to like take over, like, okay, it's my duty to do this. She went back to school for her own degree. And I said, I'll just make the sacrifice this time. Like, it's my turn. I'm going to do it. So yeah, I had to quit my job, and it was hard because then you got to think like finances too, like how are we going to do this? But it's worked its way out. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah,
So you're pretty much the primary caregiver for your grandma, and she lives with you, or you live with her, or how
I
does
live with
that?
her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you pretty much are the one though that you're with her
Oh yeah.
24/7.
24/7 all the time. Yeah.
Um, since you took on this role, what have you learned getting into it, or what did you realize you didn't know?
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's so much. Like you don't. I've learned a lot, and through a lot. The main thing is like she's had really great, um, like her doctors when she goes in, and I'm so grateful for that because you rarely find doctors that will sit down with the family and have a whole conversation and make sure that like you're being understood and your what your questions are being heard.
Mm.
So when she got admitted, every single time there was one doctor, Dr. Bernhard at Polymomy, and the best doctor ever. And she explained everything. She even taught me like how, because grandma has heart failure, so she taught me even how to check for the crackles. You know, like because normally you just go off of weight if they gain so much weight and they have water retention.
Yeah.
But she was like, I'm gonna teach you with the stethoscope how to check like an extra step of how to check for those crackles if she does have fluid and it's not showing up on the scale or it's not showing up in her ankles. So just stuff like that. She just had really great people around that would help me out.
Oh.
And you learn a lot. You learn like how important blood pressure is, how important oxygen levels are, like blood glucose, like holy moly. And then she got admitted one time because her sodium was, I was so strict on her diet that her sodium was too low. And I didn't even know that was a thing, you know?
Low
So she
electrolytes,
ended up in the,
electrolyte
yeah.
off
So she ended
balance.
up in the hospital for low sodium, high potassium. And I was like, because I was giving her too much potassium, I guess, in her diet, So like you learn stuff like that through like trial and error, I guess.
Yeah. And you have no medical background prior to.
None. And that's why her doctors and the nurses are shocked, like, at how much I know now. But you just learn throughout the whole thing. You have to learn.
Well, talking to you from before, you definitely taught yourself a lot of stuff just with social media and editing and all that stuff. I figured that's probably the case with this or everything else in life you do. I see
Yeah.
you do DIY stuff and all that. So it's like you're someone that can sponge stuff and teach yourself how to do things. And
Yeah.
this is a great thing to learn. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
when it comes down to it. What has your relationship changed with your grandma since you took on this responsibility?
No, I don't know. We've always been close our whole lives. We got a little bit more closer through caregiving, but no, I mean, we're still as close. It hasn't really changed much. I mean, I get a lot more thank yous and, like stuff like that. She's very grateful
Yeah.
for me doing this, but we've been close pretty much our whole lives.
Okay, I want to take this short moment to shout out our sponsor, Defend Hawaii. If you go to their website, defendhawaii.com, they have some new clothes they just dropped. Go give them a look. They have a store in Winter Mall called No One. Defendhawaii.com. If you use promo code ATBPOD upon checkout, you'll get 15% off your entire purchase order. Let them know that ATB Pod sent you. Aloha. For my experience, what was kind of trying for me, and I guarantee it was more so for my mom, was she kind of had to humble herself to know that I had to be, or we had to take care of her, and there were embarrassing moments. Like I had to
Mm-hmm.
take her to the toilet and shower
Mm-hmm.
her and change her diaper and that kind of stuff, and it came to the point where for me it wasn't a big deal. I took care of elderly people at nursing homes before, and I
Mm-hmm.
worked as a nurse aide. But for her, I never put myself in her shoes, thinking like the embarrassment or uh, being humble to be put in a diaper by your son. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
something I never thought about. And for
Mm-hmm.
me, it came kind of easy, but I never thought about it coming from her side of the spectrum. How has that been with your grandma?
I don't mean, it's been normal for us because I only from 2023 became her full-time caregiver, but before then, even when my papa was alive, she went in, this was kind of a serious one. We almost lost her this time, but she had 90-degree or 90% of her body burnt, third-degree burns.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, this when
You're
I tell you this lady has been through it, she's been
she's
through
a
it.
hammer.
Yes. And I tell her, I'm like, you want to talk to me about God having a reason? He had a reason for you, my friend. But yeah, from then, even like when I was in my early 20s, I was always helping out with her. It wasn't to this extreme of full-time care, but I mean, I've seen everything from early on. So I think she kind of is just used to it, you know?
Yeah. What would be kind of like your typical day on the norm being a caregiver?
Oh, it is timed out because she is like a time freak. Like
Oh,
it has
okay.
to be on the dot.
Regimented kind.
Yes. And if it's not, I bought her like a button, which sometimes like I have a love and hate relationship with it. Oh, but yeah, so normally I have to feed her before I take AJ to school. When I come back home, she's still kind of eating breakfast, and then it's she has to do her hygiene and then bath time. And I probably have like an hour and a half in between that, like of free time before it's lunchtime. And then she'll have her lunch, watch her TV. It depends like if we have like doctor's appointments that day or not. Like those are the days where it's a little bit more hectic because it's a lot. And then she has like her time of when she has to have dinner. So dinner has to be done by like 4:30. Sometimes I can get away with 5. And yeah, well, yeah, then we have morning meds. She does her afternoon meds and then I do her evening meds at around 7:15-ish.
Do you guys
Yeah.
ever butt heads or it's been kind of smooth?
Oh, all the time. Like I always say and I always remind people because I think people see like I said like the good side on social media. They don't see like when I lose my patience or when she loses her patience or when we're not getting along, but it happens. We're human beings, and like when I tell you elderly is worse than a child, they kind of are because they're so set in their ways that like they don't want to hear it. It's their way or the highway. So on those days, yeah, we kind of do like butt heads, but I always tell her like, Grandma, I have like your best interest in mind. Like we have to like meet in the middle sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely understand that. And I think that comes to be said. I would go through some moments where I would get frustrated and then I would feel like I'm not being a good son or
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling like, oh man, I just wish this would be done or I wish like and then I was like, wait,
Mm-hmm.
what am I thinking? And then
Yeah.
it I prayed a lot too at the
Mm-hmm.
time, but I realized like that's human nature.
Yep.
Like frustration is human nature. You're put in a situation you weren't prepared for
Yep.
or didn't know was coming, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like here, go, and then you
Yep.
just gotta keep. Every day is a different day, and
Yeah.
you're gonna come up with whole new different obstacles and trials and tribulations that you didn't even know was gonna be a thing. And I felt some guilt some days, like for getting frustrated and maybe
Yeah.
voicing my frustrations, but I kind of came to peace with it and realized as human.
Yep.
And like you said, you have the best interests in heart, but did you ever feel guilt in that kind of
Oh,
aspect?
all the time. Like we've gotten into I'm very stubborn where like if I know I'm right, I'm not gonna talk to you until like you talk to me. But
That's every girl. No,
yeah,
no,
no, probably.
no.
But like so before all this had happened, like when we used to get into fights, I would let it drag out. Now it's like when we butt heads, I'll walk away and like cool off a little bit. I'm like, okay, like come on, get it together. You're doing this for a reason, and then I'll go back and we'll make good now. So it's a quicker like I don't know how to say it. I'm over the fact of like, okay, I got angry. I'm gonna go back. We're gonna make good, especially before bed. I don't like arguing before bed. I don't like that. But yeah.
What has some of the biggest obstacles been doing this and challenges?
I think for me, the biggest obstacle is like I think the fact that I am a single mom. So when people look at me and they're like, "Oh, you're sacrificing a lot. You're sacrificing a lot." I think they forget like that includes AJ too, you know?
Yeah,
Because I can't just get up and leave. We can't just it can't just be like somebody call me, "Oh, you want to go do this?" and I go up and, we go and get something done or we go to the mall. He can't just be like, "Oh, mom, you want to go to the mall?" because we can't just leave her at home by herself.
yeah,
So I think that's just the biggest thing for me is there's a lot of guilt when it comes to that because we can't just pick up and leave like a normal person would, if something
yeah.
came up, like we have this responsibility at home. And yeah, I think that's just the biggest obstacle.
I definitely relate to that. I remember camping and I would come home real fast, change my mom's diaper, and then go back
And
out.
yeah,
Like, yeah, and
yeah,
it would be a hassle. I mean, it's
yeah,
out of the way, but
yeah,
I never took it as like it was just, oh, I just got to do it. So I
yeah,
can be
yeah,
mad about it or I can just
yeah.
do it and then go back
Yeah.
to what I was. How has it been with your son in this situation?
I think he's gotten used to it, like it's become his new normal too. Um, but I feel like this will help him. Like watching me do this for my grandma has taught him a lot, especially like when I've gotten sick, he's had to kind of like step up and help out. And when I watch him on the camera, because there's a ring camera in her room, I'm like watching and I'm like, this is what I want my son to learn. This is something that I would want him to learn in this life. Above all, is this.
Yeah. Oh, because he's gonna be taking care of you. That's why.
I don't know, man. He always tells me, it's like, Mom, I would not wipe your butt. I was like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I said that and then I had to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's cool to see. And at some point that's good parenting, right? Like when your child gotta step up, if he does, then that shows like, okay, I instilled those values in him. I think
Yep,
for
yep.
my dad, it was something that he really took pride in that my sister and myself stepped up. And
Mm-hmm,
that's something he said at my mom's funeral that he was very proud of.
mm-hmm.
And for my dad to say that he's proud of anything I've done in life, that was pretty huge
Yep.
for me. And I feel like when a family member something happens is that's when you have to step up. That's when you gotta kind of play the role, especially a parent or like someone above you. You probably gotta return the love that they showed you your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely understand how taking care of an older person is way harder to take care of a younger person just because you cannot, for one, you can't lick them. Kids you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
lick if they get and they don't have a they have an opinion.
Yeah,
Older people have an opinion, and like you said, they have a set way of doing things.
yeah.
I realize keeping along their personal regiment kind of helps, and it kind of
Mm-hmm,
helps them stay in routine with their everyday life of
mm-hmm.
how it was prior to whatever happened. Is that the same for you, or like you're full off the schedule of what your grandma used to be doing?
No, she's this is pretty much been her schedule. Maybe
Oh,
like
okay.
the only thing that changed is probably like the time slots. Before she used to have dinner at like 3:30, but when she would go to the hospital, she learned like they're not gonna serve her dinner until 5:30. So like times kind of got pushed back, which honestly I'm down for because before it was a little too close or I didn't have really much time in between.
What I noticed from some of your posts is you implement God into a lot of your post and everything about what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
How has the relationship with God either changed since this happened, and how much do you lean on Him for strength?
Oh, I lean on him. I talk to God every single day, every day, multiple times a day. This guy hears from me multiple times a day. But I think like so I actually I don't know how to say this. I got baptized again because I was baptized as a baby, but I got rebaptized because I didn't really have a relationship with God for a long time, especially after my papa passed. I went down the road of like crystals and the universe and manifestation and all that, right? We all did it. We all did it.
Yeah.
But there was nothing there. There was nothing there. And then my friend was like, why don't we just go back to church? And I was like, why not? Like I haven't done it in a long time. And we did it. And then I ended up finding a small group. I ended up getting rebaptized. And that was like the first time in my life where I felt connected to anything. On top of that, like going through a lot of stuff, I was like financially struggling. I was struggling being a single mom. I honestly had really, really bad thoughts to the point where like I really just didn't want to be here. And not until I like surrendered my life to God did my whole life change. And I'm not talking like I was a millionaire, I made a whole bunch of money, like I got blessings from here. Trust me, that's not what had happened. But like I had something and more of an understanding of like it's not just me in this. Like if I really look back on my life, who carried you through all this? And then my grandma shared a story after her stroke. She shared to me the story of Job and like how he went through all of these trials and tribulations and how in the end God gave him way more than what he had before. And so I open up my Bible and I'm like reading the story of Job and I'm like, holy moly, this literally feels like my life. Like I'm getting hit left and right and whatever, but yeah, it's definitely strengthened my relationship. It's kept me going. And God may have not given me all my wants and needs, but He's definitely like, He's carried me through this whole situation of being a caregiver, through this whole situation of being a single mom. He has sustained my life. Like I still
Yeah.
have our house. I'm still able to pay our bills. And like I said, I may not be a millionaire or like be the most famous person in the world, but the fact that I have sustained this life for as long as I have and been able to keep the house and pay my bills and be able to caregive and be a single mom, that's God. All of that.
Yeah, for sure. How
Yeah.
did you ever resent him for like putting yourself in this situation? I know
No.
okay, that's kind of I was the same. Like I till this day I never felt like, oh God, why you do that for? Like my
Mm-hmm.
mom was a devout Catholic her whole life,
Mm-hmm.
went church every Sunday, like lived it. Like she was
Mm-hmm.
it, and you can do that to her? Like I never felt that. I felt
Mm-hmm.
for some reason, this is his will. Like I don't know. I just never felt resentment. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it definitely got me closer to him. And to be honest, right now in my life, I'm feeling I'm being pulled more towards him. Like things been popping up where it's like, oh shoot, like that's something. Okay, that can't be a coincidence. And
Yeah.
I'm not like at crossroads where I'm gonna go the wrong way. I'm just feel that I'm being pulled in a certain way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And one of my close friends got all into church, and he's somebody I promoted with. His name is Hanson, and
Oh yes, I
yeah,
saw he got
yeah,
rebaptized. Or he got baptized, right?
yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, even today he's sending me stuff to check out churches and his church, and I've had conversations with him about God,
Mm-hmm.
probably more in the last year than I've had with him in the last decade and a half,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing how God worked his love into his life and
Mm-hmm.
how happy he is and how different, where he wasn't a mean dude or anything like
Mm-hmm.
that. It's just he has more of a glow, like something's different.
Yeah.
And I've been magnetically being pulled in that direction. And sometimes, I mean, sometimes I'll listen, sometimes I don't, or I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand until later. But how do you be receptive to him speaking? Because it's not like you can come down and like, hey, you got to do this, or it's like you're being shown signs or read something or like is there's always some kind of way where you kind of know that's him. Like
Hmm.
how easy or hard has it been to be able to be receptive to what he's trying to get you to do?
I think now it's easier. It's a lot easier since I have a relationship with God. Like before, so I was raised Catholic and it just wasn't clicking. I was just like, it's not clicking for me the way we do mass, the way that I'm taught. Just everything wasn't clicking for me. And not until like I learned like I had no relationship with God. Like it was XYZ, do it, do the list, check off the list, and you're gonna go to heaven, you know. But that's not even what it was about, you know. So now that like I have a relationship with God, I understand like what he's trying to do in my life. It's more of like a okay, I'm gonna sit back, I'm gonna let you do what you have to do, and pretty much that's why I don't really have resentment in this role. I think if you were to talk to me before all of this, I probably would have had a different mindset with it.
That is, wow, you definitely, I can relate to that. I grew up Catholic too. I went Catholic school, I went Damien, and
Mm-hmm.
my
Mm-hmm.
mom would force me to go church every Sunday. And to me, it was very ritualistic. I wasn't getting any productive thing out of it. It was stand up,
Yeah.
kneel, sing a song, go get your bread, go throw throw your quarter in the basket, and then we can leave and go get an icy or something.
Yeah.
But I guarantee I didn't have a relationship with God because of that, going church and
Mm-hmm.
all that. What it did teach me was right and wrong. I
Yep.
guarantee I didn't listen at the time, but it put roots and seeds in my
Yep.
brain. And I knew the Bible and I
Mm-hmm.
knew the logic behind what Jesus did and why he did it and how. And all that comes back to me. Like I can, like I said, I can talk to Hanson and I know the Bible. I know the stories. I like what you just said, Job. I know that. It's not because I
Mm-hmm.
went and read it, it's because I went Catholic school the whole time. But as I became older, seeking out a relationship with God, it was more now I'm coming to Him. I'm not being
Yep.
forced to go to this building and sit up, stand up, kneel. Not saying anything bad about Catholic religion, but I
Yeah.
just feel like it's like you said, checking off all those boxes. You got to do this, 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 and this, and this, and there's no uh person person to person interaction with God. It's
Yeah.
like I'm doing what the guy in the robes telling me to
Yeah.
do, and
Yeah.
I'm not connected to God. And
Yeah.
the more I seeked it out, the more I started to realize like, okay, there's something personal about this.
Yeah.
And it's a one-on-one thing. And honestly, that's kind of why I'm reluctant to go back to a church because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that might take away my one-on-one with God because that's how I was brought up in a church. And then
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, get all these people, then how can it be one on one? Or
Yeah.
I went to like Word of Life or one of those other ones, and I swear to God, I was like on production. It was like the band and lights, and it's like a stage, and the pastor comes out with the microphone. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, is it's relatable to a lot of people. Just for me, it was too much. I'm like, this
Yeah.
can't be
Yeah.
this is not how I connect to God. Like I can go
Mm-hmm.
grab my cup of coffee and go walk around the neighborhood and feel way more connected and be able to
Mm-hmm.
talk to him that way.
Mm-hmm.
Um sorry, I didn't mean to go off on God. It was
No.
just
No. No.
but
No.
like I said, seeing the signs and kind of realizing this is the path that he wants you to go on
Mm-hmm.
is for me it's kind of getting easier to understand that okay, now this is where he wants me to do. Before
Mm-hmm.
where like I wouldn't even be receptive and just
Yeah.
and do things my way or this is what he wants, and I always make the joke like you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans for the
Yep.
future because he's like yeah right I got
Yeah.
that's what you think is gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to take this small break to let you know about IREP Detail Supply. They're your one stop shop superstore for everything you need to detail your vehicle. They have a store in Temple Valley Shopping Center. They also have one in Las Vegas. If not, go to their website, irepdetailsupply.com. If you use promo code ATBpod upon checkout, you'll get 15% off your entire purchase order. I would say go down to the store. They have an unreal bunch of guys working there. They know exactly what products they have that can help you out the most. IREP Detail Supply. Aloha. Balancing everything with your son and being a caregiver, like how does the give and take work? I know your son plays sports and guarantee you want to be there for everything. And uh, for one thing, I do know you're a great mom. So trying to balance that out, how has that been working and how do you make it work?
It's hard. It's so hard. Sports is like a whole investment. It is. So like when he has like these little breaks in between, I'm like, oh, thank goodness, you know. But we're back in it now. He wants to play pylon, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, team meetings, and then just like figuring out what's gonna happen for this upcoming season. It's a lot. It's a lot, especially with grandma's schedule, you know, like when they have like a last minute meeting, because a lot of things with sports is last minute. They're gonna let
Yeah.
the parents know like the day before, or like, okay, we get meeting at 5 o'clock the next day. And that's rough because I can't be like, oh, sorry, can't make it. You know, like I try to make everything for him regardless. So when it comes down to like games, I have an understanding with my auntie that like I'm just gonna hand her the schedule when the time does come, and she'll sit with grandma so that I can make all of AJ's games. So last season, I made all of his games. Yeah,
That's super
it's like
cool.
a yeah.
And with what? It's football, I assume, right? And for for some reason, sports nowadays, which is different from when I was young, is you pick one sport and that thing is year round. Like
Yep.
I've
Oh
it's before you like would have football and you would have basketball and you have
yeah.
baseball. And now like pick one because that's all you can do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a trip. My daughter plays volleyball and I swear we'll go from club season would start right after school season. So she'd start in August for school.
Mm-hmm.
It would get done in October. She'd have a week break and go straight into club, and that'll go straight all the way till July, and then it's back to school season. And
Yep.
I'm thinking like, oh, and then now she's gonna play flag football
Mm-hmm.
because they have that in high school now,
Yep.
which
Yeah.
we never had that before. Like girls football, no.
Mm-hmm.
But she's trying to balance that out with her volleyball. And I'm thinking like like as a parent, I'm having a hard enough time
Yeah.
doing that. I'm
Yeah.
thinking like for you, like how do you? It would just be a lot. I think having a schedule and having help is probably needed, but I think at the end of the day, your son is gonna know that you're there and made it happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To be honest, at some point he might not be as appreciative because
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't. And when I was growing up, my parents were in the stands for everything I did, like football, basketball, baseball, anything I did. Even competing in martial arts, they would be in the stands cheering, hoping I don't get knocked out. But I never appreciated as much until I seen them doing it for my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I'm doing it for my daughter, and she probably doesn't appreciate it, but it made me appreciate like, oh, my dad them were there every time. Like they show up. Show up. That's all you gotta do is show up. And they were there every I could be in Aloha Stadium and look in the stands and I can pick out my parents and they're there. And um at some point your son's gonna appreciate it. And I think because of your example doing that, he's probably gonna be the same way for his kids. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's the good parenting I was talking about earlier, how he is with your grandma. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's something that's gonna be passed down.
I hope so. I hope so.
Plus, too, you like see him do good, right? You just cheering him on, and you like see action too.
Yeah, honestly, football is very, very fun. It's a very fun because he
Yeah,
used to play baseball his whole life, and I mean, I used to love watching baseball too, but football's a whole different beast compared to baseball. It
You can
really
say
is.
it. Baseball is boring.
I was gonna say, I didn't want to see it. Yeah. I liked baseball. It gets long, and when the team's losing, it's like, okay, guys, let's wrap this up and let's go home
Hurry up
already.
already.
Yeah.
Mercy
But
rule. Yeah, we can go
but
home.
football, it's like, hold the parents is a whole nother thing too.
Oh
It's like,
yeah.
oh man, I didn't think it was like this. But it is.
Where does he play for?
I'm Wanaloa.
Oh, okay. He's
Yeah.
what grade?
He is no, 10th grade. He's gonna be 11th.
Okay. So
So
he's gonna
he's gonna be Vars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's super cool. I think that's oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. When varsity is a whole nother level. My
I know.
daughter my daughter got to play varsity this past year volleyball and I was like, "Oh, this is you're in the big leagues now."
Yeah.
And she's only a sophomore, but she got picked to play vars and
Hmm.
she didn't play as much because she's still there's seniors above her, but just watching her get in there and just like, oh, like these girls are huge and they're whipping balls at her. I'm just like, oh, move, do something. Like it's anxiety. But football
How's
is a
the
fun sport. What is that?
how's the cost on volleyball?
Oh, club? Oh,
Not like
I'm
the cost, yeah, of everything.
cl I literally am about to sell blood for this next trip
Yeah.
we're doing. We just got back from Vegas. We come, you ever in Kaneohe Kailua? You can see us slanging donuts on the side of the road. We just canceled this weekend because it's gonna rain. But
Uh-huh.
oh,
Uh-huh.
we've done everything. I said Super Bowl blocks. We did pickled onions at in front
Uh-huh.
of Walmart. We're doing Krispy Kreme. We went we were working concession at UH. Like,
Uh-huh.
oh, I'm doing everything because
Yeah.
yeah, it ain't cheap.
Yeah.
And our club is one of the not as expensive as others, but
Hmm.
oh man, it's like on mortgage.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you go play volleyball. You gotta work. You gotta do the work.
Yeah.
Because if I'm
Yeah.
working to make you play,
Yeah.
then you gotta be able to meet it halfway. And she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And seeing her grow and develop and do things I've never thought possible that she would do. Like she's
Hmm.
tiny. She's not even 5 feet, and she's a little firecracker. And watching her play has been my biggest passion. Watching her do her
Hmm.
passion has been my greatest pastime now. And yeah, we just went on this trip, and there's certain things she does on the court, which reminds me of me as an athlete when I was
Uh-huh.
younger. And there's something she does where it's like, oh, she's a way better athlete than I ever was. Like I don't even know, but uh, there's moments where made me realize I'm doing things right as a parent. Like
Hmm.
this past trip we went on, we just got back this week. She got dosed right in the head. Like a girl went up, spiked the ball, and it caught her in her head. And the other team were celebrating, and
Hmm.
I was sitting like behind the corner. I'm watching her, and I got a little bit mad that they were celebrating, but I was watching her, and she got up, like she kind of just went like that, got back in her little huddle and locked in again, and like it didn't phase her,
Hmm.
and it made me proud that she had that inner strength. Cause I seen girls get hit in the head and it's a whole big thing and they're crying and all this and like she just shook it off like nothing. And I it made me proud not like it made me proud that the things that I'm teaching her as a parent is working, if
Hmm.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, I ramble about that shit. The
No,
freaking
no, 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 no.
volleyball is like, yeah, like you said, it's expensive. But how
Yeah.
is it with football? Pylon ain't cheap, and then oh, football, you got gear. You gotta buy gear that's not cheap.
Well, let me tell you, we got the prices, and wanted to like cry. I wanted to cry, and not even just that. Like the kids, it's like, why are you gonna show? Why are you gonna show these kids like the best of the best, man? You know they gonna want the best of the best.
Yeah,
So like they show them three different helmets, and of course the kids want the smart helmet, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh man, that smart helmet's expensive. So yeah,
Yeah.
you got the gear and then like the trips, and it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
buddy,
You
yeah,
selling blood too?
I'm gonna have to because holy moly, man, it's crazy. I don't know how some people are doing it.
Yeah. And it's like you got yeah, I'm super like I always try to like for you, you probably do the same way. It's like you're gonna want to give your kid the best,
The
and
best, yep.
so
You're gonna
then
figure
it's
it
like,
out.
yeah, you gotta figure it out, and then
Yeah.
but then you're like watching them not take care of their shit, and then it's like,
Oh,
but you better get your shit out the rain, or you like
yeah,
put away
yeah.
your gear or whatever. Yeah, so, or oh, I bought Aria like this volleyball net kind of thing, and she hardly
Uh-huh.
uses it. And it's like I think that comes with being a parent though. I think
Yeah,
especially a
yeah.
parent that cares and is involved.
Hmm.
So when does pylon start? Pretty soon, or you're in it already?
Pretty soon. Well, they've been practicing for a while already.
And
But
they
yeah,
travel. Those teams travel too, right?
I know I didn't know that. I just found this would be his first time. So I just found out and I'm
Oh,
like, holy moly, okay, when's this trip happening? You know, like, oh man. And they give you like the price of how much it might be per kid. And I don't know. They gotta go
yep,
make these kids go wash car or something because
yep,
help the parents out. This is a lot.
yeah. That's the thing. Like our kids, they slinging donuts on the side of the road, and yeah. And then they'll give you attitude like, oh, I don't. I said, you better sell them
Yeah.
donuts, cause
You want to go on this trip?
yeah. And then when you're on the trip, it's like, oh, you better not lose. We didn't slang donuts for come over
Yeah.
here. You
Yeah.
better win. Anyway, like for doing what you do as a parent and a caregiver, emotionally, how has it been on this journey for you? Like how
Mm.
how much strength do you have and how much times you just lose it or break down?
Oh, I lose it about every once a day, you know? Like I feel like but AJ has come to a point where like he'll talk to me about it if he sees me kind of like losing my patience a little bit too much. He'll be like, "Mom, just calm down," you know? So, I mean, I feel bad because I have days where like they see the worst of me because it takes a toll. It's like I have two people like always on me, and then I'm thinking to myself, what if I wasn't here? What would you guys do? You know, like because they depend on me for everything, like the littlest things, and I'm getting mom and Kanani and like we're just all the time, you know, and at a certain point you kind of like are like, holy moly, I'm getting pulled two different ways by two different people throughout the whole day, and well, what about me, you know? So yeah, it's hard, but we're surviving. We all three gotta work together sometimes.
Yeah.
We all gotta talk to each other.
That's crazy. I relate to
Yeah.
you a lot. I have those same moments. On the flip side, what would be more of the rewarding moments that you've been having and like on a positive note, what what was a more positive aspect to the situation you're in and what's been rewarding going through it?
I think the most rewarding part is like me, AJ, and Grandma have become super close. Like we're a unit, you know, and it's a to me it's a beautiful thing to see, especially with AJ because AJ's lost a lot of people in his life, you know, and I've lost people, and we've become so tight knit together, like just the three of us that I love that. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like we got each other, you know, and we know we got each other. And if yeah, it just I don't know. I love the fact that he knows like he's very protective over me and grandma, you know, and I don't know, I just it's the relationship that the three of us have, I
That's
think.
super
That was the
cool.
reward. Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting once you get a girlfriend and he tries to bring him around. Like,
Oh, he has a girlfriend.
oh,
Yeah. I haven't met her yet, but
he's
yeah.
probably on purpose.
It is. I think it is, yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool aspect. And once you're put in the trenches, you rely on each other, and that's gonna build
Yep.
strength. And building
Yep.
that together, the actions speak more than anything else. And
Mm-hmm.
when you are in that situation, you're relying on each other, and you realize, oh, I can rely on you. We are
Mm-hmm.
relying on each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bond that's super
Yep.
strong, and
Yep.
that's definitely rewarding. That's a good rewarding moment going through
Yep.
it. There's always a silver lining. Okay, I want to take this moment to shout out our sponsors, Medicinal Mushrooms Hawaii. They're a locally based medicinal mushroom company here in Hawaii, and they have 5 tinctures of extracted mushrooms. They have lion's mane, chaga, turkey tail, red reishi, and the newest one, cordyceps. If you go on their website, medmushroomhigh.com, you can learn about what each medicinal properties these mushrooms have. I take all of them religiously every single day. Medmushroomhigh.com. If you decide you want to buy a mushroom tincture, use promo code ATBPOD upon checkout, all capitals. You'll get 45% off your entire purchase. Medmushroomhigh.com. Aloha. How do you take care of your own mental health going through this? Because I know at some points before you were struggling with that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, talking to God every day helps a lot. And I go to therapy now. I see a therapist.
Mm,
Once it was once every 2 weeks, and now it's like once a month. But it's to me, it's good. Like I have a best friend that will call each other once a week and like talk for hours, and I love that. I love that we still have that friendship. But I don't want to like put my whole load on her, you know? So
yeah,
like I see a therapist and I get it all out. Everything that I've been through for the month, I just get it all
purge.
out. Yep, I
Yeah,
purge it all out and I feel better, you know, like
yeah.
I just feel better after that.
That's super cool. I was fortunate to have a few friends. I had my friend Jaren and Hoppa Boy and certain people in my life where when I was taking care of my mom, they would call me always, hey, let's go have a beer at the park. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
those 2 hours, that's I was in the moment laughing and not thinking
Mm-hmm.
about anything else. And it was just a recharge. Like, oh, my battery got recharged, and
Yeah.
now I can go back to what I'm doing, and
Mm-hmm.
it was beneficial. Do you ever get free time for yourself, or is it, oh, I'm gonna go to the bar and have a drink with my friend or go dinner? None of that.
No, the most time I get to myself is probably when I go to the gym or like when
Mm,
AJ's in football. Like you said, like it's like a recharge. That was the only time I felt like that is when I would go out to his games and like
yeah,
um engage with other parents, you know, talk because I don't get that at home,
yeah,
you know, like and you feel normal again. I don't even know how to explain it, but you just feel like a normal person again, you know, like holy moly, this is what I needed. And then you come back home and it's like you said, it's back to reality. But yeah, when AJ had his games, that was my favorite time to
oh.
just talk to people, you know?
It's like, oh, the game's over already. Wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, what advice would you give someone if they found out they needed to care for a loved one or family member?
I think my biggest piece of advice, because I'm hard at this. If you have other people involved, ask for help. Do not take the whole load on yourself.
Oh,
Like my auntie will help here and there, but I remember thinking to myself, like, my main thought was always like, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this, you know? But really, I was struggling, you know? So like I have a hard time asking for help. And me and her ended up like talking it out. And she's like, you know, call me whenever you do need the help or whatever. So for me, it's just like if you have that support, don't act like you have to carry it all on your own, you know? Like ask for help, get the help if you need the help. But yeah, that would be my biggest piece of advice. And if you don't, then I mean, make sure you get the resources to get the help. You know, but then it's hard. It's so hard in Hawaii because I don't think we have too many things in place for caregivers.
Yeah.
You know, like when I went down the road of like having to find out this and that and X, Y, and Z, and then everybody thinks you get paid being a caregiver, and the truth is you don't.
I was gonna
You're
say
doing
if you
it,
did, somebody owes
yeah,
me
let me
some
know,
money.
right? But no, and you just look at like the things we have in place down here, and we really have nothing. We have nothing in place for caregiving.
Hmm.
I don't think like I know we have that one where they'll pay you like a certain amount, but you still have to go to work. And to me, it's like, can't I really be a full-time caregiver then, right? You still got to make
Yeah.
so many hours a week and you're going to get a small thing. You might as well not. So I don't know. I feel like Hawaii needs a lot more. We need something in place for caregiving because we don't have it. We
Some
don't
kind
got
of
it.
program.
Yeah.
Talking to you earlier today, you kind of mentioned that a lot of people don't take on the responsibility. And for me, it was super easy to be like, oh, mom's sick. We're going to take care of her. That's all good. Like, we'll do it. And for you, it was the same way. It wasn't a thought
Mm-hmm.
of like, oh, I got to do this. It's like, oh, yup, this is what we're going to do. And,
Mm-hmm.
um, you kind of mentioned like people were tripping out, like, oh, you really gonna do that? It's like, of course, like it doesn't everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And the reality of it is not many people are super receptive to just take on
Mm-hmm.
that. When for me and as well as you, it's been pretty easy, a simple decision to make. Um, why do you think that is?
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, the only thing that I can think of it ever being a hard decision is finances, you know?
Mm,
To me, that's the only thing I could think of is like maybe they can't do it, maybe they financially can't do it, but then I look at my situation and I'm like, I couldn't financially do it either, and I did it, but I don't know. And it when the nurse did tell me that, it makes you sad because then you're like, there's a lot of people out there that go without this type of care, like
yeah.
I don't know, but yeah.
Um, how have you changed as a person being put in this situation?
I don't know. I would say I've become selfless, but I feel like I was already a pretty selfless person before. But it's definitely humbled me a
Yeah.
lot, like having to do this. I didn't know the extreme, or like you said, like when you first, it's like an excitement, and then like, but when you get into it, and when like time has passed after a while, you kind of learn like, holy moly, this is what I got myself into, you know?
Yeah.
So it's very humbling. It really is. And you learn a lot. And I've learned to give myself a lot of grace, my grandma a lot of grace. I've learned to have a lot of patience because
That's
sometimes
the
I don't
one.
have
Yeah.
it. Like just the other night, like she spilled her water, right? And it was late at night. So
Yeah.
I hear the bell ringing and I go and I check on her and she's like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, Grandma, what are you sorry for? Like, but because I know she feels bad, right? She got me up to go clean up her whole mess. But in moments like that, she's like, oh, thank you for being patient with me. And I'm like, I mean, you have no choice at that time. You
Yeah.
gotta be patient. What's the point of me yelling at you? You know why you
Yeah.
spilled water on the ground. So yeah, you learn in moments like that, like, hey, they mess up, you gotta just help.
Yeah. I think with that too, for me, I've learned that patience was huge, and I've learned appreciation. It was like, oh, at some point my mom did these things for me when I
Yep.
was a kid, and I relied on her for everything. And now she is at a point in her life where she had to rely on me and my sister and my dad for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And to make it as easy as possible, I learned that I could make it easy for her if I
Mm-hmm.
did things a certain way, and
Mm-hmm.
made sure she didn't feel like guilt or anything like that. Because at some point it's like, oh, I don't want to make you guys do that. There's no way that was their choice, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I think for me, the biggest blessing, and this is what I want to share with people listening, and something that is probably the biggest silver lining in my whole situation was I knew at some point she was gonna be in heaven and she wasn't gonna be here anymore. So fortunately, I had a timeline to know it was gonna be coming shortly. So I
Mm-hmm.
could explain to her and tell her and let her know how much she did for me, how much I appreciated, how much every little thing mattered. I was able to tell her these things to her face and have have her know how much all of it meant to me and how much her parenting influenced my life, and I got to tell her basically how I felt. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't have that opportunity. Like at some point, like my friend, his mom just passed away from a heart attack, and he never got that. And as shitty as the situation I was in with my mom, that was something that I could appreciate. Like I got to
Mm-hmm.
tell her how I felt.
Yep.
And if you are in a situation like that, or anybody listening, like I would be adamant to let your loved one know, like, oh, this is the things that matter to me. This is how much I appreciate you. This is how much I love you. This is how you impacted me and how much you mean to me. And you, it was something that I'll always take away. Like I'm super
Mm-hmm.
grateful for having been able to do that. And
Yep.
wasn't easy, you know what I mean? And it was emotional, but she heard it and she went before she left, she knew. And
Yep.
yeah, it's been super cool. I think with you you have opportunities, and I'm pretty sure you'll probably be the same way or have already done it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I've already done it. I tell her all the time. I think
Yeah.
it's because like with my papa, it was so sudden, like out of nowhere. And so I never got to tell him how I truly felt about him as my parent. And I
Yeah.
live with that guilt still till this day. I feel like, man, like I was telling you how I felt while you were on life support. And that was a shitty feeling that I had to do
Yeah.
it that way. So with grandma, it's a lot different. I learned my lesson, and it's like, tell them now, like you
Yeah.
said, you have to tell the people who loved you that you love them, like don't wait on that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That makes sense. And um one of your posts, I wrote down a quote that you put out, and oh, it hit. It said, um love is not about what is um convenient or easy. It's about showing up for the people who show up for you. It's about honoring the sacrifices that were made. Fuck. Honoring the sacrifices that were made in the that is quiet and unnoticed moments when no one's watching. Oh shit. um that was it. And that was that quote made me feel my mom when I read it, and I was like, that's exactly how a child should feel when they're taking
Mm-hmm.
care of someone they love. And I
Yep.
was like, oh, that one hit hard, and I definitely wanted to read that
Yep.
on this show. And
Yep.
I think love is easy when everything's cool and glorious and everything's positive, and um when it's hard, that's when the real love shows, and
Yep.
that's when the real ones step up.
Yep.
That's when real love is kind of presented. And
Yep.
I think your grandma knows it. Like you said, your son probably knows it and sees it and feels it. And I think you being an example on social media, and you got a lot of people watching, it's probably affecting people in a positive way that you don't even know, because
Mm-hmm.
um you're putting yourself out there, and I'm sure you might have negative feedback or stupid people making comments,
Sometimes I
but
do.
it's yeah. The thing is, just keep doing what you're doing, and it matters. Like for me, watching your shit matters. It mattered to me, and
Hmm.
it's relatable. And it someone could be just about to struggle and decide if they're gonna do it or not, and see you, and it could push them to the edge where it's like, yup, I'm gonna take on this because Megan's doing it. And I think putting your situation out there is something different. It's something that people need to see, and I kind of wish I did that in small moments when I was going through it, just to
Hmm.
inspire other people. So that's pretty cool that you're doing it. I don't know how easy it is, but
I mean, you gotta, because to me, it's like, oh my gosh, life isn't pretty, and we don't talk about it enough. And there's uglies and there's mistakes and there's things that don't get shown. So why not talk about it? Because we all go through it. I don't know. That's how
yeah.
I feel about it.
Well, your social media is pretty interesting. You put like before it was a lot more
It's
light-hearted.
totally,
Yeah.
it's totally different. And but I grew up, things changed, life changed, my life changed, and
Yeah. But
so
you're still you put out silly stuff too, and I think that
yeah.
that's one of your gifts. Like you're relatable
Hmm.
to everyday people, and you do it in a great way. Like you're not afraid to make jokes, you're not afraid to show your struggles, you're not afraid to show yourself crying for certain stuff. And
Hmm.
I think that's one of the gifts God gave you, is to share yourself and be an example. Not many
Hmm.
people can do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, the next time I have you on, it's gonna be more lighthearted, but I definitely wanted to talk about this, and it helped me be able to share my story too, because that was a while ago, and it wasn't. I still think about it all the time. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Always thinking like, oh, I wish I did this better, or did that, or what? Wish I tried this. But at the end of the day, I'm felt grateful that we took on that burden as a family, and
Hmm.
it did bring my family closer. Definitely
Hmm.
brought me closer to my dad. Anyway, if people, we've been going for an hour. If people were to find you on social media, where could they find you?
Um, Instagram is Megan K Taniguchi. Yeah.
And what, you get TikTok and all that too, or just
I'm not really
Instagram?
on TikTok. I'm not really on.
But you do the dances, right? You do dances,
No,
TikTok
that was me.
dances on Instagram.
That was before. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you, I look back on some of my old content. I'm like, oh my gosh, so cringy watching it now. But yeah, mostly Instagram. I mean, Facebook is Megan Taniguchi, but I just started that one up.
Oh, really?
My business page on there. Yeah, yeah. Because for a moment, Facebook was kind of popping off and it was kind of
Yeah.
faster to grow on there, but it kind of slowed down recently. So I'm back on Instagram.
Okay. What is your business?
On Facebook, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
Same like
okay.
inspirational posts and yeah.
Oh, that's super cool. Future wise, where do you see yourself taking at least your social media in the future?
I'm hoping I'm gonna be doing the same thing, just sharing my story. I'm hoping that I have an audience that will follow along with it. But without me taking breaks, because oh my gosh, yeah, caregiving played a big role. And social media, like now that I'm getting into it and I'm older, I'm like, this is hard. It's hard. Social
Yeah.
media is hard.
It's a job, and it's you gotta be consistent.
Yeah, you have to be because that long break kind of like, yeah, it kind of affected me for a little bit.
But you do a lot of DIY stuff. I seen you made like a whole background thing in the corner of your house and all that stuff. I was like, at first I thought you made a podcasting studio. It looked like I was
No,
like,
that's what it's supposed to be.
that's what you should do, is a podcast.
That's what it was supposed to be. Well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. That
Well, you let
that's the
me know
goal for that. Okay.
if you're gonna start a podcast. I definitely can help you with that, and
Okay. Okay.
we can get that going, because uh I'm always down to help people get podcasts going, because nobody
Okay.
helped me and I had to figure it out. So I'd be down to help anybody, especially you. I feel like you would be great. You'd be a great podcast person, and like you have so much to share, and You be just fun to listen to on a weekly basis. Yeah,
Oh,
let me
thank you.
know. Definitely. You got the background for it that you built by
Uh,
yourself. That's
yeah.
crazy. Yeah. You can just see my setup. I'm literally in the middle of my desk and my bed. Like
Hey, but it works.
yeah. Yeah, I'm just like stuck in the middle and yeah, it's been fun for me and I think it's a good outlet and for you it could be a good outlet also and
Yeah.
for me I get so inspired by my guests like talking to you today it's
Mhm.
inspiring and um I would say do it you'd be great you'll be somebody that'll be great at it I think.
Okay, thank you. I've been doubting myself for a minute. That's why.
What, no, do it, pull the trigger, let's go.
Okay, okay.
Did you pick out a name yet or you're still thinking or
I
you
have like a separate page right now, so it's unfiltered with Megan.
yeah.
So, but like I want to make sure like I carry myself. I don't know. Like for me, I'm such a perfectionist where I want it perfect, you know? But like everyone's like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like just
Nope.
do it, you know? And so now I'm like, okay, I just gotta do it then. I just gotta do it
Yep, just do it and you can figure it out
on the
along the
way.
way.
Yeah.
And that's what I made all the excuses in the world why not to do it because I
That's where I
wanted to
feel I'm at.
for years and years I wanted to do a podcast but I didn't have the balls to pull the trigger. And
Mhm.
then one of my best friends was on somebody else's podcast and he congratulated them for getting it done. And his last line was, I have a friend that's been talking about it for years and I'm still waiting. And I was listening to it at work. I'm like, oh, you fucking calling me out. Okay.
Yeah.
And that moment is when I flipped the switch. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And
Mhm.
just do it. Like you actually would love it once you start getting it going,
Mhm.
and it won't be perfect. Mine's
Yeah.
not perfect. It's growing. It changes all the time. Like
Mhm.
if we were to watch our episode we did my first year, which was 5 years ago,
Mhm.
it's totally different than what it is now. Just
Mhm.
the way I'm conversing and more confident and just everything. I lost my producer, so I had to learn how to do it myself. And
Uh-huh.
it's been it's been fun and I've been learning and like it'll never be perfect, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm always gonna make it better. So just
Mhm.
do it. I would say do
Okay.
it. Call me if you have any questions or
Okay.
need
Okay.
help or want to get started or need to know how to put it on all the platforms. Like
Okay.
it'd be super easy. You'd kill. You having a podcast would be super good. That would be awesome.
Okay.
And I know you want to because you built a whole freaking backdrop already.
I know. I know. I did a whole room.
Yep, let's go. Anyway, we're pretty much done. Shock us for the cameras. Okay, we're out. Shout out to the Artist Groove Network. Aloha.